Chapter 3 Dinosaurs in Africa. It was a hot, humid day in the heart of the Congo swamps. This was the most dangerous place in Africa, but a rich hunting ground for the forest people. Called pygmies, these nimble little people have lived in the heart of Africa since their ancestors populated the dark continent after the flood. On this particular day, the pygmy hunting party was on the lookout for monkeys, a rich source of protein. Suddenly, the little people are alarmed by the sound of rustling in the trees. As they stealthily approach the source of the noise, their crossbows ready to shoot, a monstrous creature emerged from the swamp. The pygmies stared in horror as the huge, long-necked beast raised its full body out of the water. Screaming with fear, the pygmies ran for their lives through the forest. Note: the Lukula Swamp is in Congo, deep in Central Africa. Unconcerned about being awakened from its slumber in the swamp pool, the monster stretched out its 6-foot neck to feed on the rich, tasty malimbo fruit growing on the vines above. Note: this story about pygmy hunters spearing a large, long-necked animal that had upset their fishing spot was supposedly passed down through 2 generations of the tribe. The incident, according to one tribal elder, occurred in 1960. This was the Mokele Mbembe, pronounced Mokele Mbembe, looking like a smaller version of the brontosaur, now called apatosaurs. The Mokele Mbembe is perhaps the last living dinosaur in the world. The Congo pygmies are not the only people to report seeing this incredible creature. In Gabon, Africa, a group of natives known as the Fang people tell of an animal called Nyamla, meaning king of the water. And in Cameroon, the animal is called Jagonini, which means giant diver. Apparently, this same type of creature inhabits many other parts of equatorial Africa. In spite of different names, the general description of these animals remains the same. They are between 15 and 30 feet in length, with a long, flexible tail and a long neck with a small snake-like head. The body is about the size of a hippo, with 4 short, powerful legs. The animals leave large, frying pan-sized footprints in the mud, and spend most of their time hidden in the rivers and swamps. Sometimes the pygmies see them in lakes or rivers, which the creatures use to move from one area to another. The Mokele Mbembe is a vegetarian and seems to spend most of its time in the water, remaining submerged for lengthy periods of time like a hippo. Hippos and Mokele Mbembes do not get along with each other, since they both eat the same plants. A Mokele Mbembe will often chase hippos away from its territory, sometimes even killing them. Note: the areas inhabited by Mokele Mbembe are impassable to vehicles. Reports of dinosaur-like animals in Central Africa are not new. In 1776, French missionaries passing through the forests of Central Africa reported finding huge footprints in the ground. The clawed prints were 3 feet in circumference and were spaced about 7 feet apart. This would have made the monster as big as an elephant. They knew the tracks were not from an elephant because elephants do not have claws. In 1919, newspapers in London, England, and New York were reporting stories of brontosaurs, which inhabit the swamps of South Africa. Because of these reports, the famous Smithsonian Institute sent an expedition to Africa to capture the beast, but the entire party was killed in a tragic train crash. During the same year, Captain Lester Stevens left London for South Africa to hunt down the mystery monster. Accompanied only by his faithful dog, Laddie, and armed with a small Manchester rifle, Captain Stevens claimed he could kill the monster by shooting it in a vital spot. He and his dog were never heard from again. In 1932, Scottish explorer Ivan T. Sanderson was paddling along the Cross River in the Cameroons when he heard an ear-splitting roar emanate from a cave behind him. Sanderson and his team briefly caught sight of a gigantic monster in the cave. Sanderson later reported that the monster's head was bigger than a hippo. Also in 1932, a Swiss zoologist named Abe Monard tried to track down rumors of a huge reptilian monster in Angola. He didn't find what he was looking for, but he returned convinced that some kind of living dinosaur inhabited the remote swamps. Note: another mystery creature from the African Congo. Many eyewitness descriptions indicate the animal may have a dorsal ridge running along the length of its body. This would rule out crocodiles. However, it is similar to a prehistoric relative of modern-day monitor lizards, called mosasaurs, and they are known to be extremely efficient and agile aquatic predators also capable of moving about on land. Mosasaurs could easily survive in the Congo climate. Little was heard about the Mokele Mbembe again until 1978, when James H. Powell Jr., a crocodile expert, was studying crocodiles in Gabon. The Fang people told Powell about the Nyamla, and picked out a picture of a long-necked dinosaur, Diplodocus as resembling the monster. Powell took this information to Dr. Roy Mackal, a distinguished scientist at the University of Chicago. After examining the early reports of Mekele and Bembe, Dr. Mackal decided that the unexplored locula swamps of the Congo would be the best place to find a Mekele and Bembe, and so, in 1979 and again in 1981, Dr. Mackal explored the Congo swamps and came back convinced that there was indeed some kind of dinosaur in the heart of Africa. Since 1980, over 20 expeditions have explored the Congo looking for the Mekele and Bembe, but the monster has managed to avoid the camera lenses of even the most enthusiastic explorers. The Congo swamps comprise over 55,000 square miles of mostly unexplored jungle and swamp. This is the same size as the entire state of Florida. It is full of all kinds of poisonous snakes and malaria-carrying mosquitoes. It is simply a very unpleasant place to spend any length of time. However, new technology such as night vision binoculars and lightweight sonar equipment may make it possible to locate it at Mekele and Bembe. Perhaps a dinosaur will be found by the upcoming expedition of whom author William Gibbons is a part. It is scheduled to leave for the Congo soon, Lord willing. Of course, the very idea of any dinosaur still being alive sounds crazy for those who believe in the evolution theory. They have been told that dinosaurs died out millions of years ago and that no man has ever seen a dinosaur. However, because thousands of dinosaur-like creatures have been reported from remote places throughout the world, there must be something out there. To the Bible-believing Christian, the idea of dinosaurs living with man in the past, or even still some living today, is scientifically possible. Christians know that God made all the animals, including dinosaurs about 6,000 years ago.